Hello everyone, it's that Orange Penguin here, and today we'll be diving through the history of a Bowser's Fury category that was at one point the hardest category, but now it's an easy one. Of course I'm talking about 19 Shines No Amiibo. Before we get started with the history of this category, 61% of people watching this video aren't subscribed, so if you like this video, I'd appreciate the support. Let's get started. What is 19 Shines? Well, the objective is to get all possible 19 Shines before entering Fury 2. The first step shine, all 5 Shines from Scamper Shores, Bounce Isle, and 4 Flap Trap, climb to the Shine, and 2 Floating Island Shines which you can grab unintended by Nintendo. Timing doesn't end when you grab the 19th Shine, it ends when you enter the Gigaball with 19 Shines, which is weird if you say so myself. It would have made more sense to end the time either once the 19th Shine cutscene finishes or when you finish the first Bowser fight. This isn't a category that was added on release. It was added on July 10th, 2021 by a moderator named Gentan, who had the ideas for both the 19 and 48 Shine categories.
3 days later.
The first run was done with a time of 14:46 by Compilation Gumba. Of course, he gets the first step Lighthouse Shine first, then he gets the Shards and Lighthouse Shine from Scamper, then goes to Flap Trap, gets the Shards, then Bullies, reaching the 5 Shine threshold at 2 minutes and 43 seconds. This threshold is improvable, but it's a first run, so it is to be expected. Then Gumba gets to climb to the Shine from Flap Trap by using Junior Bounces. This reloads Flap Trap so Gumba can get the Blue Coin Shine. Then he gets Bounce Lighthouse, which he messes up on a bit, losing about 3 seconds of cutscenes. Now Bowser spawns for the first time. In Fury 1, Bowser only shoots fire twice before despawning, so Gumba could only break 2 blocks at once. He chooses Bounce and Scamper blocks. Gumba finishes off Scamper by grabbing the blocks to despawn Bowser, the Guiji Shine, then the key. Now Gumba has the golden flag at Scamper and uses the flag to fling himself from Scamper to the floating island by Bounce. Then finishes off Bounce by getting the timer, blocks, shards, then the key. Now Bowser is about to spawn again, so Gumba goes to Flap Trap to break his final block. Then finishes off Flap Trap with the blocks, then Magic Koopas. Gumba now has 1 Shine left, the Ruins Floating Island. But he can't get there by using a gold flag. He barely misses the island, even with perfectly timed jumps. So the next solution is to use a trick called shell jumps. If you don't know what shell jumps are, as the name says, you can repeatedly bounce on a shell if you have enough speed. Think of the nut jump from Mario Odyssey, but much easier to land. To make it to this floating island, you have to do about 35 shell jumps without messing up, which Gumba, of course, did. Then Gumba reloads his save file to make it back to the Lakeside Bell and waits for 2 whole minutes for Bowser to spawn. This felt like it was just a boring category that relied on the 5 Shine threshold and despawning Bowser as fast as possible while still having to wait minutes for Bowser to spawn, which is ridiculous. But a week and a half later, on July 31st, Shoyu Parfait got a 14:18. How the hell did Shoyu beat Gumba's time by almost 30 seconds? Was something new discovered? Well, no. Shoyu just had a way better threshold, reaching it at 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Shoyu had a completely different route that was much faster than Gumba's, but I won't go through everything since it doesn't really matter. But instead of going to Flap Trap after Scamper, Shoyu went to Bounce to get the Lighthouse Shine, then climbed to the Shine. After Shoyu's run, everyone thought this was close to the limit, unless if there is by any chance some way to skip breaking these Fury blocks. Due to the waiting, this category sits silently for a whole month until August 31st, 2021, when Compilation Gumba discovered something big. Yeah, Gumba broke both Scamper and Flap Trap Fury blocks with just 1 shot. This trick can save up to 4 minutes on this category if routed correctly. There is one problem though. This double break is really difficult to pull off. Not a very consistent one either. Not only do you have to pull off this double break in a run to save 4 minutes, but you have to shell jump about 35 times to make this category even possible. But that didn't stop Tanner from trying this category out, and 3 days later, on September 2nd, Tanner achieved a 10-11. which only had one big mistake at the pounce bounce blocks, which only lost about 2 seconds. Achieving both the double break and the shell jumps, Tanner reached the threshold at 1 minute and 54 seconds, which is 8 seconds faster than Shoyu. Now this begs the question, is sub 10 possible? Most likely not. The best theoretical time is around 10:03 or 10:02, says Tanner. Sub 10 doesn't seem feasible. There's only a 2-second time loss at pounce bounce blocks, and only a few seconds to movement. Not enough to be 12 seconds though. Once again, this category sits silently for almost a whole year, until July 17th, 2022, when a runner named Fire Jarkey discovered an easier version of this double break that doesn't save or lose time. This is much more consistent to land. Tanner decides to run this category again for a 10:0x on July 24th, and on that same day, gets a 10:05. Tanner saved 2.5 seconds on the threshold, 2 seconds on a better pounce bounce grab, and a second to a more optimal bell entry that Tanner discovered on July 21st. At this point, everyone believes that 10:02 is the best theoretical time. The only possible time save here is pre-threshold, mainly not slowing down when grabbing the first scamper shard. A couple of months later, on February 16th, 2023, the saddest news was made about 19 Shines from a discovery by Tanner. Grabbing a shine mid-air gives Mario an extra fly boost, and if you grab a flap trap shard while flying to the ruins floating island, it is barely possible to make it there. This trick saves about 7 seconds due to not having to reload your save file, so sub 10 is now indeed possible by sadly removing shell jumps. A difficult but satisfying strat in the run. You can probably guess what happened on February 17th. Yep, Tanner got a new world record of 9:58, the first ever sub 10 without shell jumps. The description even says, "A moment of silence for shell jumps. A wonderful trick that has sadly been obsoleted for a 7-second time save. There is still improvement to be made, but not much. Only a 2-second time save from a more optimal bell entry." So that's how 19 Shines went from being the hardest Bowser's Fury category with a really difficult double break and shell jumps to being a simple category with a easier double break and shell jumps being obsoleted. Rest in peace, shell jumps. I hope you liked the story of 19 Shines. If you did, please subscribe for more videos like this. If you want to see me do speedruns live, go follow me on Twitch. Peace.